Every last Tuesday and the last hour of Afternoons Live, we have Real Estate Remix. Poonam and Aruna are in studio. If you got questions, you can send those into 35270 if you're looking to buy or sell. Or if you got questions on the market like I do, this is the opportunity to get those questions answered. Poonam, welcome back. How you been?
I am good. Thank you.
Good. Very good. Aruna, you?
I am good. Thank you.
We all survived the tornadoes.
Yeah, I was. Actually, let's start there because there was a question that I had that I didn't prepare for, but it was in my mind when that was going on. Because we've been hearing when it comes to insurance right now, get those claims in. What should people in those moments, if they did have some damage, does that have to go? Because if you have like a car, right, and it's been damaged, you have all that documentation. Do you have to have that ready for your house too if you're looking to sell it after you've had some damage?
So technically, when we are selling a home, there is a thing called property disclosures. Yeah. And those has to be filled by like sellers, especially the sellers. Like sellers have to fill it if they have lived in the home physically. Mm-hmm. If they have used their property only for the rental purposes, they cannot technically say, yep, I know this, I know that, because they physically did not live in that home. But long story short, yes, if they had any hail damage, if they had any water issues or anything, we recommend our sellers to keep all the receipts, all the basically history, documentation, who did what, Mm-hmm. So yes, absolutely. Please keep those records. So whenever we are selling it, there's strong chances you would have to disclose those in those property disclosures so buyers are aware of it. And then
also there's a section there as well if there was any insurance claim made as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a useful information as well. So they have to ethically disclose it, anything really related to the house, because it could affect future owners' insurance. If there was a fire damage, buyers have to know what was done and what was the reason, and it could affect their insurance rates for the future.
Okay, so if you are one of those individuals that did have damage, you are filing a claim, make sure you keep all that paperwork for that time when it comes to selling, because you're going to want to have all that proof, all the work that's been done, all the insurance claims that have been on. I assumed that was the answer. I just wanted it verified, and there's probably some people out there with some of those questions as well.
Absolutely.
The question, we see headlines all the time, and not just about real estate, on any given thing. Headlines showing, May was the slowest time in 16 years for the housing market. Florida housing prices are coming down. Then I see headlines that housing prices are at $400,000. There's a smattering of everything. But it's all national and it's not local. And one thing that I've heard over the last several years is this region, for some reason, has its own little bubble.
Yep.
We seem to kind of be sheltered from some of those national trends of all this. So, number one, on the slowing down in May of having the slowest sales in 16 years, did that happen in this region?
Absolutely not.
No. It didn't. Good.
No.
So we've been away from that trend as well. When it comes to housing prices, people are saying, sometimes it's reaching that record high of $400,000. Others are saying down in Florida, they're having to lower prices because they're not moving them. Are we seeing any of that here?
Not here, but they're correct that nationwide average house price is $440 and Fargo Moorhead is $310 to $315, and we have seen a decline in nationwide market 2 to 5%, but in Fargo Moorhead it's a jump actually, about 2 to 5% increase even this year.
It is. So this is a dumb question, maybe.
No.
Why? Why is it here that we're seeing an increase in housing prices? Others are saying, look, we can't move houses. We gotta lower it. What is it about here?
Why it is like this in Fargo? First of all, I always say that we are so blessed in real estate here. Like working in the real estate industry for 15 years, I have not seen that bad, like where there's a scary moment for the real estate agents and like we are like thinking to quit and like going for other professions. No, touch the wood. So we are definitely blessed here in North Dakota. But I think our economy is so strong. Second largest campus of Microsoft in the United States. It's here in Fargo. Come on. Mm-hmm. And people have no idea. Sometimes when I talk to the people who are moving here, relocation here, and I tell them about those factors, we have Microsoft, we have Amazon, we have Sam's Club, we have Costco, We have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Sanford, yeah.
And Sanford, of course.
I would say we make smart choices here. We're smart and pretty much having a strong economy and, inventory. We don't have too much of inventory, and we did not see a jump like the way it was in Nationwide. I mean, some of the areas, houses were doubled. We did not see that. We were conservative. Yes, we went up in price, but it was all balanced. So I would say it's all boiling down to the balance and strong economy.
We talked about the 440 being the nationwide high. What did you say ours was? Was
310 to 315. Because we have different cities, Fargo, Moorhead.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah.
But still, I mean, that's a noticeably lower price than what other areas are doing.
Right.
So there, if you're seeing those headlines, that's making you leery because when you read those headlines, ladies, and then you have the economic uncertainty that some people have when we're talking, I won't pull you into all this. This isn't an economy session. But when people are talking about tariffs, that groceries are going to go up, cars are going to go up. People are saying, well, is it the right time for me to actually be considering buying a house? That if you have all this moving at the same time, maybe it's time to hold out. Your answer to that type of concern?
Here, it would be like when I go shopping with my mother-in-law and she's trying to ask bargain from the normal stores in the United States. She was born Indian, but she's been here 25 years. She knows how the market works. But when they say no, she pretends she does not know. She doesn't understand. Same thing. If you're looking at the headlines and you know how strong our economy is, and if you know local market and you're still looking for a bargain, that would compare you to my mother-in-law. So don't be my mother-in-law.
I always say, if things are changing in other states, like prices, like, for example, gas prices, grocery prices, or whatever, it doesn't mean that they are changing here also. Mm-hmm. Like we go to, for God's sake, like LA, the gas was almost double of the price, where Fargo is still like 2 point whatever.
And I would say common sense. You pick your battle. You either pay today's price with today's interest rate, where the inventory is still good and you have choices, or you wait to pay the high price. You know what? If there's inflation and everything is going up, which is construction, material, labor, and everything, of course the new construction prices are going to go up too, and the existing home is going to go hand in hand in comparison with that pricing. So choice is yours. You know which one to go for.
Inventory being one of those things, you say we're kind of balanced right now. One of the questions that I always get thrown my way is, but I can't find that starter home. And I know starter home prices have gone up from when I went into my first home. I felt pretty lucky. I had some programs as well in the state of North Dakota. When it comes to those starter homes, are we starting to catch up as far as the inventory, the availability, or is that still what's kind of lacking in this area?
Finally, our sellers are out. Yes, they are listing their first-time starter homes, and they are going to their second or third home finally. If you would have talked to me last year, yes, we were having our pre-owned home sellers. They were just sitting and waiting for interest rates to go like normal, or like steady, whatever, because our owners, the houses they bought, for God's sake, 3, 4 years ago, they got 2.75, 2.85, or 3%. Here you go. So it was very, very difficult for those sellers to basically say goodbye to those interest rates. But again, apple to apple, they have gained a lot of equity too during those years, because they bought the houses at the perfect time when the houses were not too high. So it's like a wash.
Yes, I would say many of these sellers have learned waiting game, like waiting for the price drop or waiting for the rate drop. It's like waiting for a winter that's not going to have snow here. They realize that it's not going to probably happen. So they are making a move. So we are sitting with good inventory now.
Okay, that's good to hear for a lot of those people that are looking to maybe move on from that apartment lifestyle to actually being able to move into the home.
Yes, but Tyler, can I share one example? And I think it's important to share. We put an offer our buyers put an offer on a home which was listed for like under $285,000, and it was sitting in the market for 16 days before we put an offer.
About 2 weeks.
When we put an offer, the seller got another offer. So we get a counter back stating full price, no closing cost, and no inspection. So please don't be desperate. I mean, first of all, there's more inventory sitting there. The only reason these people went for this home is because this was close to work. Number two, would you buy a car just because it has a Bluetooth and maybe the sunroof works, whether it starts or whether it drives, whether it has an engine or not? So please don't say yes to no inspection. Right. So what I'm trying to say, even in today's market, there might be a possibility, even though a house is sitting in the market for 30 days, might get another offer. But don't get discouraged. And never, even during COVID time when the inventory was really low, no inspection is not an option.
Yeah, no, don't do that, boys and girls. Poonam and Aruna are in studio. We got to take a break. If you got a question, send those into 35270. We'll come back to more Real Estate Remix next. Real Estate Remix in this final hour on a Tuesday afternoon. That means Poonam and Aruna are in studio taking some of your questions. I want to follow up on something that we're talking about with the inventory of that first-time home buyer. Because you're saying people finally decided, you know what, the wait's over. It's time to move on. Last year, that wasn't the case. For those people that are looking to get in, Poonam, you were talking about those interest rates. Is that scary for somebody that's going to be coming into this market for the first time? Because they probably have heard the stories of people like me that got in at that 2.8. I mean, do those conversations happen like, oh, you know, the mortgage rates are still pretty high?
It does, but then that's where the, knowing about your local market and how the interest rates have changed, and it was one-off that we've seen 2 point whatever. Yeah. So just educating them helps as well. And because the rents are pretty high, so it's they understand and they know how to create generational wealth as well. I mean, at least part of the mortgage part of the payment is going towards paying off your home and seeing how our home grow in value every year after year. It's a good information to know.
I did kind of snoop on what my valuation has been because I've been in this house for 3 years, and it's just shocking at how much the value of these houses have gone up. And that doesn't account for some of the changes I've done on it. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind if you're in that market that it's looking to get in. Now, the other thing in a spot like North Dakota and perhaps in Minnesota, I'm not familiar, you have those first-time homebuyer programs as well that people can take advantage of.
Yes.
So find those out as well. And I imagine that's a good conversation to have with you.
Absolutely. You can reach us anytime, just even for a chit-chat. And if you want to just know about the process, we are just a one phone call away.
When it comes to this area, Poonam and Aruna are the real estate individuals are going to want to find. And if they want to find you, let's get those numbers out now before that KFGO news update. Then we'll get into some of these other questions.
So my cell number is 701-552-1706.
That's Aruna. Poonam, how about you?
Mine is 701-552-2937.
Very good. We're going to get you caught up with KFGO news here at the bottom of the hour. We'll come back, talk a little bit more real estate. Here in the final half hour of After News Live, I'm Tyler Axness, your host. You got to lock in to 790 AM, 94.1, and 104.7 FM, KFGO. Well, you just heard that it's Real Estate Remix now until 5 o'clock. Poonam and Aruna in studio. One thing, ladies, we haven't talked about is some of those new homes. There's been an awful lot of building that's been going on over the last several years. There's inventory on some of those, and I think some of these developers are probably saying, it's probably time to get these things sold.
Yes, builders are sitting with good inventory, which means even in Fargo area, we have some good incentives. So we can say we have some valuable sales going that we can take advantage of. It's not a clearance rack like Florida or some of the other nations that's like bad market right now. But I think we can take advantage of these pricing because keep in mind, inflation is going up and everything is going up. So house prices would go up too. But this inventory that builders are about to move or want to move, especially in one of the recent reports by National Association of Home Builders, they say that builders' confidence is down. And again, they're talking about nationwide. Yeah. So it does have a little bit of effect in our market as well because we have good inventory for brand new homes. So take advantage of that. I know with inflation going up, we can't stack up groceries for 30 years, but we can certainly lock our, home pricing and the interest rate for 30 years. Mm-hmm. Yep.
When it comes to the incentives, because I think there's something that seems a little bit more scary of saying, okay, we're going to build versus buy something that's existing. Mm-hmm. There's some incentives that help with that, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because actually our state, I would say, they also want to promote new build homes in our town. So there's incentives through the city as well.
Tax abatement.
So if you are the first owner of the house, basically you will not be paying taxes on first $150,000 for full 2 years. So suppose if you're closing our home in June or July, so I would say you'll be still making your payments, whatever the lender had quoted, but full 2 years, basically next year and the following year, buyers will see that their payments will drop. Like I would say
There's
about
thousands of dollars of saving, roughly about $200 a month.
Okay.
You'll save, yes, for
so
2 years.
Yeah, so that's a really good abatement if you are the first owner of the house. And the other thing, we are getting builder warranties.
I was going to ask about warranty because if you buy something new, usually, I mean, depending on whether it's an appliance or a car, you got warranty. Then you're getting called about an extended warranty for a vehicle you haven't had in 10 years. But there are warranty programs for this too.
Absolutely. Mostly it's like generic, we say like 1 year builder warranty, but there are some builders out there who are actually giving 2-year builder warranties. So we say, what do you
Like
call
Girdhar Custom Homes, they're giving 2 years builder warranty.
Okay.
Right.
So take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So, and maybe you have the answer. What's covered under a warranty of a brand new home is something that I'm curious about.
So, when we buy a brand new home, houses go through a shifting process. And sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, what is that mean, shifting process? Like how the house will shift. House is going to settle because they just put a house on this land. So
and with our extreme weather as well, like extreme winter and extreme summer, that's going to make a difference. Like there could be cracks and stuff. Think about a car. When you buy a car, it's like bumper to bumper. It's sort of, that's what I would say a warranty is. And rest I don't know would cover.
Like basically like your question was like what exactly things can happen to a brand new home, right? So mainly when the house go through the shifting process, we see some hairline cracks on the corners of the house. So builders have been so nice, like right before your warranty ends, they send their warranty manager 2 to 3 months prior to the house just to walk through the home with the owners. And then right before the warranty ends, they go ahead and fix those hairline cracks.
Or anything that goes bad in the house and it's not your fault.
Sure. It is that extensive is what I was
Absolutely.
Okay.
A sump pump failure as well. They'll come and fix it. Something that's a really important issue or a health or safety issue. Most of the time, a good builder warranty people would be there straight away. But if it's something like a hairline crack or something, generally they come once or twice a year to fix it.
Yeah, that's actually news to me. I've never built. We thought about it, but you know what? When it came to how long that process was going to be, how maybe a little bit more expensive at that time. Now, we were looking at an area that didn't allow for some of the incentives that you're just describing. So we decided we'll buy existing because of some of this.
And it's a good thing, Tyler, because, not to brag about it, but we, 60% of our sales are brand new. So when you go into building, make sure you work with a realtor who has worked into new construction because bills can pile up or expense can pile up really fast. It's like buying a standard car versus, you want to add the speakers now. You want to add the custom seating, custom roof. Like, same thing with house, The model home you have seen has a lot of bells and whistles. That does not mean the price you've been quoted for a next house has all those bells and whistles. So work with a realtor who is really knowledgeable and who is willing to go hand in hand to educate you. Certain things in our area are really important. Having a floor drain in the garage. I mean, of course, with all that snow we get, or having a microwave vented out. So when you're cooking, the smell is not just circulating back inside, it's going out. So there are few things that's like some to sewer bypass. I mean, many people don't even understand that when they're building unless they own a home or they live here for a long time. Right. So that's why having a good realtor side by side who can educate you so you just don't go blindly into picking stuff in the design. The way we work, Aruna would tell you that we get the bid sheet up front for clients.
So how this work basically, like suppose you say, I want to buy a brand new home. So I will go ahead and like show you some model homes. But you say, oh my God, I don't like this area though. So I'll say, sure. Tell me what area you like. So I basically go to builder, ask, hey, do you have some lots available in that area? Because my clients like this floor plan, but they didn't like that location. So we take that floor plan price sheet on a new lot on the location you like. So we take that price sheet, basically put the lot price on it, put the house price on it, and then we send it to your lender to make sure that you are still comfortable with your payments before we go ahead and put the purchase agreement together.
There was one thing that you mentioned, Poonam. Did you say that 60% of your sales are on new homes?
Yes, we sell a lot of brand new homes. Yes.
That's surprising to me. I don't know why that stood out when you had said, because I mean, you guys just relate a lot, but I would have assumed that it wouldn't have been that high as far as new builds. I know there's been a lot of new construction, especially south there. That seems like a high figure for me.
The reason for that is we have inventory. Yes, if you ask me today that if I can find you a home less than $270 for a brand new, no. But ranging from $270,000, you could get a brand new home. Yes, then people ask, it's going to be high taxes, which means the specials. Specials is practically some of the development that city pays for, like, when it was a bare land for the water line, sewer line, roads, and it's spread over 20 to 25 years. That's part of your taxes. So for an existing home, that's $270,000, which is 20 years old. Imagine the roof is 20 years old, water lines and everything is 20 years old, right? And then a brand new home, that's $270,000 or $80,000. Everything is brand new. So you don't have to worry about nothing plus the warranty. Yes, the specials are, let's say, $30,000. So your taxes are about $1,200 more a year. It's still worth it.
But, I want to cover about this, like the theory people have, if you'll buy a new construction home, you'll have to pay a lot of specials. Guess what? Specials can come anytime on any property, on any development, because it all depends on our city projects. Like, just imagine our city decide to put a new drain tile on Broadway. Like, imagine those houses are built 1956, 1957. Each and every owner who lived on that street, they got basically letters in the mail. Hey,
I've been the recipient of some of those.
Here you go. So there's no guarantee. So this is a very stereotype thinking where buyer says, I will never buy a brand new home because then I have to pay a lot of specials. No, there is no guarantee that, for God's sake, you buy a 20-year-old home that there will be no specials ever.
Let's talk about, now some of the new projects like NP Avenue reconstruction, new parking ramp downtown. Basically specials in simple form. These are the fees for local infrastructure improvements that's directly beneficial to nearby properties. So they're such as sidewalks, storm sewer, street, and only properties that are benefiting from that specific project pay for those specials, not all the taxpayers. But the good thing is there is a relief. You can get some sort of discount depending on your income as well.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been a recipient of one of those letters at our previous house, and I'm like, I don't know that we're going to be benefiting from this project a whole lot, but they found a way to make sure I was helping pay for that. That's a gripe that a lot of people have when it comes to specials.
Well, it just happened to one of our own rental property. We just got a letter that, hey, you were short of whatever escrow or something. You can pay all up front, or we can put this money every month, towards your monthly payments. So the good thing that no one is just going to come and throw the bombshell on these owners. Hey, you owe me $12,000 by this month. They have ways to basically ease this steps.
And, we've seen, based on how your property grows up in value as well, if in an area, let's say Fargo area, we have seen a growth 3 to 5%. You'll see 5% growth in pricing in newer areas. Why? Because it's new infrastructure. Everything is new schools, more desirable versus older homes. And let's say you are in a home that's 20 years older. Guess what? The water heater could break tomorrow. That's $1,000 right there. There was going to be expense for possibly a furnace. So if you compare all that apple to apple, I would say we are sitting similarly in price for brand new and, where the liability and all that. So make the smart decision. If you're a guy who knows to fix everything and sure, by all means.
Or think you do.
Think you do, yes.
Like Aruna's husband, Luke, who thinks he can fix my hot tub and now it belongs to a garbage.
Thanks.
Luke is in trouble.
Poonam and Aruna are here for another segment. I got to get you a weather update from Too Tall Tom Schmansky, and we'll close out this conversation next. The Drive Time News with Derek Hansen gets underway in about 6 minutes' time. I've got about 3 minutes left with Poonam and Aruna. Again, a real estate remix every last Tuesday of the month, which is already here in June, ladies. This has been flying by again. Summer's going by fast. The people assume that summer's the time where all these houses are moving. Is that true?
That is true, and I think the market is it is true that market slows down a little bit every year, like from June, July, just because everybody's out enjoying the lake and stuff. But houses are selling, so there is inventory. There's options out there. Absolutely.
Aruna, anything you want to add?
Well, yeah.
You're still here.
I am still here. I'm like trying to figure out. Yeah, we still have really nice listings out there. And honestly, like in the summer, we see open houses are so dead. But I swear to God, like last few weekends, I'm doing open houses. I do have like at least one neighbor coming and saying hi to me.
And and I would say please don't get discouraged and don't get scared about, this is a scare tactic, right? About all these headlines. And nationwide, the market may slow down or has slowed down, like the way my husband slows down after mowing the lawn on Sunday. But in Fargo Moorhead area, we're staying strong. We're staying steady. So you want to buy? Good time, good inventory sitting there. You want to sell? Absolutely good time because there are qualified buyers out there. And again, for buyers, new construction costs are going to go up. Inflation, so there are incentives out there. Make sure you take advantage of that.
And, definitely team up with the realtor, team up with the lender to go over those programs.
Know your local market, yes.
Yep, know your local market. Just please do not listen to Google or watching those news. Do not get those things discourage you. Please team up with the good professionals who knows what exactly happening in our market.
Focus local news, local area. Yes.
Well, if they want to contact one of you, Aruna, how do they contact you?
My cell number is like my, hotline?
Oh, she's on diet. Don't contact her. She's just disappearing. She's losing weight. Well, anyway, you can contact me, Poonam, 701-552-2937. I've been eating a lot of sweets, so
Poonam will definitely take your phone call like way faster than me because I'm on diet. I'm slow right now. No, I'm just kidding.
And your number is?
701-552-1706.
Okay, that'll be available at kfgo.com as well. Poonam, Aruna, always appreciate it.
Thank you.
The bottom line today was don't be sucked into those national headlines. The market here is different. Folks, this is it for me today. I'm Tyler Axness, your host here on Afternoons Live. You take care of yourself. I'll check in tomorrow right here on KFGO.